And guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for tonight's SmackDown Live review for the April 3rd, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live and the Go Home edition of SmackDown Live for WrestleMania 34. Once again, I apologize. This review is definitely a couple hours late, but as I plugged a couple times in the past few weeks, that tonight I attended Jurgles in Warrendale, PA, to see Fozzy live in concert. Pretty much, it was just a small, little bar, and I got to see Chris Jericho sing with Fozzy live, along with a few other bands before Fozzy came out. But I had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. I posted a little sequence of photos and videos on my Instagram, and I also posted quite a few as well on my Twitter. So if you would like to if you follow me on either one, be sure to check those out because it was definitely a blast. Jericho did retweet one of them, as Jericho did appear in his light up jacket. He also had a wardrobe malfunction at the beginning. I guess on his vest, the zipper was like going up, but was all the way up, but then everything else was kind of like split open from the bottom, so he had to fix that on his jacket. But overall, though, it was definitely a lot of fun. As you see, I wore my "You Just Made the List" t-shirt. Actually, myself and Dan Guys, my good friend on YouTube here, we both attended together. We both wore the same shirts. We didn't mean to, but we also, I think, were the only people who actually brought lists. And some people were like, "Ooh, he's got a list." So I could have picked up a few chicks with having the list. Just kidding, guys. But yeah, I just wanted to just give that plug in real quick. Again, I had a great time. And also at the end of the show, Jericho goes, "You just made the list," and he also called us Fosberg also tonight. So that's why in my tweets about Jericho, it says hashtag Fosberg on it. But yeah, it was a blast. We had a great time. Again, if you'd like to check out the little small videos and a couple of photos I took, if you follow me on Instagram or on Twitter, please be sure to definitely check those out. Again, it was a blast. And if Fozzy ever comes to your town as well, I do recommend checking them out because they are awesome. Starting us off with Judas. He sung "Painless," a few other songs. Another one though he sung that I was happy about, that which was well, Jericho was like, okay, usually we're going to do the normal thing. We walk off of the stage and you're going to start chanting one more song. We're going to come out. But you know what? We're not going to do that. But instead, you're going to convince me. He puts like a towel on his head, pretending he's struggling to get it off. We're chanting for Fozzy. And the last song he sings is the first ever song I ever heard by Fozzy, which is "Sandpaper," which that was awesome way to end the show. But yes, again, I had a great time. Just to get the plug out there really quickly. Was up T and Couponer. Definitely we had a lot of fun. Thank you for definitely saying that, my friend. But anyway, so getting into this episode of SmackDown Live. So I got home, I got the highlights. Overall, not too bad of a show. It was one of those shows that I wanted more from what we got, but from what we got was definitely intriguing, and it definitely got me a little bit more hyped for the matches we're going to be getting this Sunday at WrestleMania. And but there's some stuff that happened in the show that was like, wow, why didn't we do stuff like this sooner with some of these feuds? It would definitely make things a little bit more intriguing. So it was a show that it wasn't the greatest, but it was solid, and it left me wanting more. So, I know we rip on Road Dogg, hashtag Fire Road Dogg, but this show was not really a hashtag Fire Road Dogg. I will give Road Dogg the props and say that you put on a solid go-home show. I actually did definitely enjoy this show a little bit more than I enjoyed Raw this week. But let's get right into the review, guys, as this took place in Nashville, Tennessee tonight. So we were in Atlanta last night, and we're in Nashville tonight. But of course, this weekend, we will be down in New Orleans. Let the good times roll, and I cannot wait for WrestleMania this Sunday, as this should be a really good show. Take away from how some of the matches have not been built up the greatest, but a lot of these matches I'm expecting to deliver very well, and I cannot wait. So let's get started. We get started with Daniel Bryan coming out, introducing us to the show, and his tag team partner, who I'm surprised was cleared to wrestle. I didn't think he was going to be able to be cleared with his hernia and his diverticulitis he was just recently diagnosed with. And apparently he did have a staph infection also. But Shane McMahon is going to be able to wrestle this Sunday. He was introduced by Daniel Bryan. Of course, Shane used the usual greeting, Nashville, saying what's up. And he corrects Daniel Bryan and says that something he said the other week. He is a role model. He's fought and clawed to return just something he believes in, and he congratulates Daniel, just endorses him on returning. Shane's excited to be his tag team partner, and it's nothing compared to Bryan's last 3 years, but he's been through some stuff over the past 3 weeks as well. Been hospitalized with diverticulitis, with a umbilical hernia at the hands of Owens and Zayn, but he's excited to team up and take care of business. Bryan has something he'd like to address as a man and as a general manager. He admits that he's made a lot of mistakes, especially when it comes to Owens and Zayn. He's known him for years, and he let them manipulate him because they've been close friends. And he has apologized to Shane because he was right all along that they are definitely two of the best talents on SmackDown brand, but they definitely are manipulators. And Shane says there's no reason to apologize because he's done some fighting himself, and he knows that he can be hot-headed and stubborn. And Bryan's like, "What? Stubborn? No!" Like the sarcasm. But saying that if they're going to resolve the differences, he's learned a lot about being in WWE over the last several years. And when tag team partners have their differences, there's only one way to resolve it. And then, of course, the crowd starts chanting something else. But we'll get to what they did shortly. But then Shane continues to talk and apologize, saying he's been hot-headed and offers a handshake instead. But Bryan says, "Wait, Shane, I just shook your hand about 2 minutes ago." He then offers a high five, but Bryan didn't take that. And Nashville starts chanting for the hug. Tell him to hug it out, hug it out. And then Daniel pretty much endorses the crowd. And then Bryan mentions, hey, they want us to hug it out. And first, Shane was not for it, but literally just pretty much just, bringing back, what we got in 2012 with the segment with Kane and Daniel Bryan for beginning of Team Hell No. They hugged it out. And it was not as dramatic or as entertaining as it was for a couple years ago, but it's still it worked. And it was still, definitely just, a funny moment, just we're still the idea of Daniel Bryan returning is hot topic big time. So they're going to want to see some of this stuff happen again, like Daniel Bryan doing just his usual wrestling style, where there's the hug it out and whatnot. So I definitely found that to be quite intriguing as they did that. Shane admits that kind of worked, and they're on the same page now. Bryan says that being on the same page is bad news for Owens and Zayn. They're going to get their payback for everything that they've done. Shane thanks him for reinstating Owens and Zayn, and he's looking forward to take the opportunity to rid themselves of those two cancers and say they'll never be seen in the SmackDown Live arena again. And then Bryan asks the crowd if they're ready to see the two of them beat the hell out of Sami and Kevin at WrestleMania. And then we go do the yes chants. So there's a good little opening segment just have Bryan and Shane clear the air pretty much. And it all made sense too how they did it, because again, throughout this whole tension they've had on each other the past few months, they still threw it in ways it looked like they were both still baby faces, but they did show some heelish elements to them as well. The guys who are involved in this, like I'm saying, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens could definitely just they're guys that people want to see succeed, but they're heels. Well, Kevin was always a heel, and Sami turned heel though, but they're guys that the crowd also wants to see succeed. But Bryan and Shane have done their good jobs, at least helping make them look dominating and legitimate serious threats and entertainers. As this run, despite Road Dogg being in charge of SmackDown, Owens and Zayn still have had a strong run, I'd say, on SmackDown over the past year. And so, but then having Bryan and Shane just both admit that they weren't perfect, and they were both wrong in some ways too. Shane for definitely being a little bit of a hothead, and definitely making some decisions that made him look like a bad commissioner on Owens and Zayn. And Bryan admitted that he definitely did kind of let his friendship get with Zayn and Owens get between them as well. And then when even though Zayn and Owens pretty much won the battle, they started the war still, and now they're getting a retribution for Shane McMahon, who's been just wanting to get rid of them for the longest time, and Daniel Bryan, who realized they literally just try to take away what he just worked for 3 years to get back for. So with that being said, we're gonna get the match on Sunday at WrestleMania. I still wish they would have made this match a tornado tag match. That would have been, I feel like we're getting multiple tag matches. We're getting so many multiple person matches. I thought why make this different and make this a tornado tag match? And it would be pretty darn awesome if they would, in my opinion. Remember, the stipulation match is if Sammy and Kevin win, they're reinstated. If not, they are not welcome back to SmackDown Live. They didn't say all of WWE, but so if they do lose Sunday, which I'll get to that when I do my predictions in Road to WrestleMania episode 31 this week. If they didn't say that they were not allowed to go to Raw, so they can still come back to SmackDown, or they can end up going to Raw. But we'll see what happens next week. Let's see here. See what we got here. The main event for SmackDown house show in Chicago is a 4-way for the WWE title. Styles versus Nakamura versus Zayn versus Owens. Orton versus Rude in the U.S. title match. Surprise Shane was cleared. Definitely house show is after Mania. Well, maybe Zayn and Owens are going to be back on SmackDown. We'll see. What's up, Robbie? Imagine how loud the pop is going to be for Daniel Bryan. It's going to be something special come Sunday. Yes, also especially, last time WrestleMania was in New Orleans was when Daniel Bryan put on his big show at WrestleMania 30. So for him to make his return at, the place that, he had this big WrestleMania moment is definitely going to be something special for him also. As I kept saying also, the fact he also gets to work with two of his closest real-life friends that he grew up on the Indies with, then Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, is definitely a dream also for the three of them as well. So that should be a lot of fun. TN Kumar is looking forward to WrestleMania as well. Awesome. Robert says, Mike, I'm watching some of WrestleMania 28, and all I can think of is, hey, Punk, your father's a drug. Your father's a drug. That was just so funny. Jericho is such a great, dick heel in that run. Kikamara says, Robbie, that was one of Taker's better matches. Most definitely. WrestleMania became YesleMania 4 years ago. Indeed, it definitely did. WrestleMania 30 was Daniel Bryan's night. As I keep saying, if they didn't give Daniel Bryan that spot, have him just wrestle Sheamus, just imagine again how sad that Mania would have been, especially with Brock defeating The Undertaker. That would have been could have made one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. Well, maybe not the worst, but definitely not one of the strongest ones of all time. So we did have a video package for the mixed match challenge. We had the finals for that tonight. And then we have her and Natalya making their entrance. We go to break as Charlotte and Natalya had a match. Match was all right, but we definitely have come to a point though where we've seen this match a lot, so it definitely isn't completely fresh. The matches they had though for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship though in the fall were meh, but I could say this one was still pretty decent, but the fact that we've still seen like 20 times now, it's like, all right, maybe we need to do something besides just one-on-one matches, but match was still decent. I see the story that was being told there because a couple weeks ago, Carmella tried to cash in on Charlotte, but off the distraction, even though Carmella didn't officially cash in, Natalya put the pinfall victory. So, I mean, they could have probably play a little bit more with it, but it was just a sign they're trying to just, play the mind games with Charlotte and see if she really is ready for Asuka. I feel like they could have dug in a little bit more into it, but I liked what they did here. They tried pulling the same thing in tonight, except when Carmella was reaching to hand in a briefcase to cash in, Charlotte, punted the briefcase. Surprised she didn't put a dent or hurt her toe or something like that. And she got Carmella out of the ring, but then Natalya tried to beat her the same as before. But then Charlotte's like, oh no, we're not doing this. But he turns it around and puts her in the figure 8 to get Natalya to tap out for the victory. So it kind of was like, okay, yeah, I get. I mean, the match in itself, wasn't anything too special, but it was still, it was decent. But I like how this time it was like Charlotte's like, okay, no, I am focused. I am ready. Asuka wants to face the best, to prove she's the best. I'm going to give her the best. But then after the match, though, Asuka makes her way out, which is the first time I think we've seen Asuka on SmackDown since I think the first SmackDown after Fastlane. I think I can't 100% sure. I think that's the last time we saw Asuka on SmackDown, and she tells Charlotte that at WrestleMania, the Queen will bow down to the Empress because nobody is ready for. But then Asuka couldn't finish it as Charlotte yanks that microphone out of Asuka's hands, and she says, "I'm ready, but Asuka, are you? And I know I read like, some people were saying, yes, there was definitely some there, but it's like, okay, more. Like, Charlotte could have, just like, laid down like, her resume pretty much, just like, spoken like to Asuka, like, you realize that you're trying to overcome the queen. You're trying to overcome, the 4 or 5 times women's champion, the woman who brought back the women's championship to the WWE. Just pretty much just going down, like, the strong resume that Charlotte has put up, of course, up on the main roster. Also, she even mentioned that she's Ric Flair's daughter and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. But like just asking her if she's ready, but she was ready, but are you? And she could add in a little bit more to the promo, just like doing that like rundown of like, what she is. So like she's like, I may be ready, but are you ready for all that? Pretty much, because I could just, I mean, what she said was fine, but they could definitely put a little bit more into it, just kind of a little more fired up. But it was one of those things where it's like, okay, we could have probably done a little bit more of this, not just had them just on separate brands, just fighting in random matches the whole time. They could have like had them on separate, on like more interactions with each other. I feel, because I do like how, like, it's like, okay, we're having a match at Mania, we'll see who's the best. But it's like, Charlotte's like trying to say, hey, you're not going to, this is not going to be just a walk in the park for you and whatnot, pretty much. So I wish we could have had a little bit more of these interactions a little more often, than just tonight and the night after Fastlane. Is WrestleMania going to be 5 hours this year? The main show looks like it most likely will be, but probably not going to watch the pre-show. Except I will definitely watch for the Cruiserweight title match. Definitely want to see that. But other than that, I just won't really. I mean, if I'm still home or whatnot, I'll just put it on, just not pay attention to it, but just to see who wins the Honor of the Giant or the Women's Battle Royal. Don't really care too much about those matches, though, honestly. But yeah, it looks like WrestleMania probably gonna go from 7 to midnight. Oh, and also, speaking of Charlotte, I did not watch the championship match for the mixed match challenge. I know Asuka and Miz won, but I didn't watch it because I know a lot of people, and Robbie mentioned this last night in the Raw review. A lot of people did mention that that there isn't that they're kind of already giving away the match with Charlotte and Asuka at Mania by having this mixed match challenge match. So I thought, well, to be safe, to not burn me out, to have me still be excited and looking forward to the match we're getting on Sunday, I chose not to watch the championship match for the mixed match challenge to save, my hype and excitement for this match come Sunday. So hopefully they will have a killer match and maybe a women's match of the year contender this Sunday. Wink, wink. We will possibly see that happen as well. But Robbie says also, hey guys, I just have one question. Who wants to rock with Elias? I'm really hoping that will happen. Or I thought of something also since I saw him tonight. If something happens, if it's not The Rock, and because Jericho mentioned tonight at Fozzy that I know he's going to be doing a cruise later this year, but he mentioned that they're almost done with the current tour they're on. What if Jericho has a one-night appearance? I mean, they do kind of have a little bit of history after what had the interaction with, and you put him on the list earlier. So, if not The Rock, what if Jericho showed up at WrestleMania during Elias's musical segment? It is possible. And if you saw my post also on Instagram, Jericho did get a new light-up jacket also tonight. He wore. So I don't know if Dean Ambrose gave him the money for it or whatnot, but it was pretty cool to see that. WWE shop now will make that shirt, definitely. Charlotte is the only woman to win the women's NXT, Divas, Raw, and SmackDown titles. That is correct. Yeah, we pretty much knew that Miz and Asuka would win it all. And Jericho would be interesting to show up. Yes, either The Rock or Jericho should show up during that segment at WrestleMania. But thank you guys as well always for the comments in the live chat. We didn't have. I liked these we got tonight. We had AJ Styles backstage talking about last week when Shinsuke Nakamura pulled away from the Kinshasa at the last second. Patted his head. He's a dog, but he's like, some dogs are gentle, but this dog bites. Nakamura thinks that AJ's really emotional, and he's right. He wears his emotions on his sleeves, and this is just like when he was a kid scrapping it up with the big boys. his emotions aren't his weaknesses. They're his strength. If you want to talk about weaknesses, Shinsuke has one, and that's that he takes Styles too lightly. He's WWE champion, and this isn't the Tokyo Dome, it's WrestleMania. It's a dream match, but it's not a dream, it's reality. And the reality is he's beating Shinsuke Nakamura. And they did one later on Nakamura. I'll get to it shortly, but I liked how they did like some video packages and like these like backstage interviews, whatnot. Because I think again, you can't always just do everything in the ring all the time, every single show. You gotta do like some stuff like that to like mix things up, and it helps makes like the build like feel different and important, not just the same thing in the ring every single week, as I keep saying. Because the matches we're getting for most of them on SmackDown, most of them are going to be good. But until tonight, most of them felt like it was like, okay, I had to watch one show just to know this match is happening. Okay, cool, we'll see that at WrestleMania. But this actually made me like more intrigued, like, oh, like yeah, like sitting down, it's like hearing from Styles on a personal level, not just what goes on inside the ring. And then we had a video package for the build up for the Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan match, taking on Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan taking on Owens and Zayn. There's a video package for that. Bobby Roode gets on commentary for the next match, which it was gonna be Jinder Mahal taking on Rusev, who were just tag team partners last week. Sunil Singh was out there just mocking Aiden English's entrance and doing the same thing for Jinder. And then Jinder came out, and then Aiden English then saying his usual thing, introducing Rusev. But what I liked, this match, wasn't like it was good for what it was, but what made it feel like even more special was the fact that for the first time they actually somewhat treated Rusev like a baby face in this match. Like they didn't have Aiden English and Rusev sabotage the crowd. Which another thing too, shout out to Nashville also, because the crowd tonight was really into the show, and that's what also made the show definitely a lot more exciting to watch. Well, the highlights I checked out at least. But yeah, they pretty much just took the cuffs off Rusev and let him just be pretty much a baby face. Because if you're facing Jinder Mahal, there's no doubt about you're a baby face pretty much, and that's what he did. The crowd was behind it, and Rusev, picked up a solid victory, I felt, to get the momentum going. I still am leaning towards Rusev to win this U.S. title match on Sunday. It's going to be him or Randy Orton win the U.S. title. But I keep saying, does Rusev win the U.S. title again? It's just going to feel like Wade Barrett winning the Intercontinental title again. How many times? Rusev deserves, okay, I'll give it one more chance this time. Rusev wins the U.S. title, but as soon as he drops that U.S. title, he needs to be in the world title hunt because he is ready. And if you don't put him in there again, then you can say that Rusev is officially Wade Barrett. Maybe they will pull the trigger on him and turn him face after WrestleMania, maybe, because either maybe both him and Orton can go to Raw and feud for the U.S. title. Because I thought the match they had last year at Hell in a Cell was pretty good that they had. So I think they could do that again and just have the roles kind of reversed and whatnot. But after the match, Orton comes out, hits an RKO out of nowhere. And then Aiden goes to try to, beat down Orton, but then Roode pushes him off of the ropes, and Orton hits the RKO, and then Orton and Roode have a little stare down. They did a mini little tug of war versus the U.S. title. So I'm like, oh, don't do this. Then it was Roode just like, ha, I got you. So of course, again, this whole feud basically carried by Jinder Mahal, but I don't expect him to win Sunday. He better not win on Sunday. But they could have definitely done something a little more interesting with Bobby Roode and Randy Orton, the tension between them as well. They really didn't do much of that at all. One of them should turn heel, but didn't happen. But this definitely gave Rusev some good momentum going into Sunday, and just some momentum to eventually turn him babyface, guys, because he worked so well tonight and got a good win over Jinder in this match. But Rusev wins that match, and with the post beatdown afterwards. Let me see here. Hashtag please sign Robbie. Yes, when he sung for Jinder, my neighbor's dog was howling. Oh, that's hilarious, man. Orton and Roode could make a great team. That's actually what Dan and I were talking about tonight at Fozzy. He mentioned about how I think it was Roode and Austin Aries were a team. I forgot what they called, the Dirty the Dirty Partners. I can't remember what exactly they called them in TNA, but they were a team. So he says, like, if like Orton and Rude would team up and be like a heel tag team, they could probably pull off, something similar to that. So I definitely would be for that idea. I know, Mike, it had to make you happy seeing Rusev beat Jinder. Thank goodness. The Dirty Heels, that's what it was. Thank you, Tia Gupar. And yes, because every day is Rusev Day. It's funny. I noticed that I did put Rusev Day on the list months ago. I wasn't a big fan of the whole thing at first, but now it's getting Rusev over. So, yeah, I regret putting Rusev Day on the list now because of that. But yeah, so Dirty Heels. So yeah, that's what Dan was mentioning, that he thinks Orton and Rude could definitely pull off if they were ever a tag team. But then we have Shinsuke Nakamura being interviewed and admits that he is playing mind games with AJ, but he takes his game very seriously. He comes to America for one reason: WrestleMania. He doesn't take AJ lightly, and he knows him very well. Styles is very emotional, so emotional that he'll make a mistake. When he does, Shinsuke will become WWE champion with a knee to the face. I think I did the imitation way he says it. So we had this hype for the mixed match challenge, the graphics again, whatnot. Not going to rant on them again. Then we have the New Day backstage making noises. They're hyping up for how WrestleMania is free for new subscribers for the network. And then Xavier Woods asks Big E for his phone, but he pulls out a pancake and a bag of Bootios first. And Woods walks us through signing up on any device, pretty much advertising for the network. And they pull a tablet out of their pants and whatnot, which was a little bit weird. Kofi wants E to pull an Xbox out of Xavier's pants, but the Usos roll up before he can do it, and they say it'll cost nothing to see them defend their tag titles, but New Day and Bludgeon Brothers are going to have a price to pay, and it's going to be locked down at the Uso Penitentiary. New Day have a laugh about this when the Bludgeon Brothers roll up, hammers in hand, and then they smash the floors to close the segment. I guess we're getting this a regular triple threat match. I heard rumors last week there was a leak about it being a TLC match at first, but it looks like it's not going to be happening. Maybe it could change, but I hope some way, somehow, they make this match a TLC match on Sunday. We're getting surprises already. The stuff with Undertaker and Cena still up in the air. He could still show up, and then Braun's tag partner is going to be a surprise. So why not have a surprise also in the surprises by making this match a TLC match, or even making the match with Bryan, Shane, Owens, and Zayn a tornado tag match. We'll see what happens on Sunday. And then we had a random 8-man tag match. It was Corbin, Ziggler, Mojo, and Primo Cologne. Where the heck is he? Why is he here? Against Breezango, Ty Dillinger, and Zack Ryder. Match was all right. Just fast-paced action. It was, throwing each other over the top ropes. Corbin got the win. Probably he's the strongest out of the best booked out of all 8 of them. So whatever. And then we have Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin on Handicam promo talking about how not only are they going to beat Styles and Nakamura tonight, they're going to send them limping to WrestleMania. Owens and Zayn, though, came through the crowd, no music, in street clothes, and they climb the announce table. And Owens says that this is still the Sammy and Kevin show, and nothing's going to stop them from speaking their minds tonight. Sammy says that he saw their apology earlier, but they have some people to apologize to Brie Bella and Birdie Danielson. He's sorry Birdie's not going to grow up with fond memories of her dad's big WrestleMania comeback. He's sorry to Brie because the man they send back isn't going to be put back together by her love and support. Owen says she gave him great advice about fighting for his dreams, but Zayn added their dream is now obliterating Bryan and Shane at WrestleMania because that's going to be their WrestleMania moment. Boo all you want, it doesn't matter. They deserve it. Sammy says as we cut to Shane watching backstage and Bryan rolls up, they decide to head out and join them as Owens starts running Shane down, saying he's going to send him back to Titan Tower where he can cry on his daddy's lap and look at the scar on his forehead and disappointment in his eyes because once again he'll have failed. But then the microphones just cut out and they decide to take just leave pretty much as the police. I mean, yes, their escort security came out. So they're starting to walk up the ramp, get out of there. But then Bryan and and McMahon came out. And Brian says, get your cameras on them because this could be the last time. This will be history. This is the last time we see at either of them, Owens and Zayn, on SmackDown Live. So Shane offers to start singing, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. Which the crowd was somewhat into that part, but not as much. As I said before, even though Owens and Zayn are still the heels, they're still fanfares by the crowd, which is why it's been kind of all right seeing that even though they're the heels, the baby faces are people who don't really need the victories as much, help make them into stronger superstars up on the main roster. Even though I feel that Sunday, Brian and Shane should win the match, and then probably Owens and Zayn will go back over to Raw, possibly. I see that happening. Let me see here. Let's do this. WrestleMania should have a lot of surprises. I agree. Hey, Mike, imagine if Jinder wins the U.S. title by screwing Rusev over, and then on the next SmackDown, the Singh brothers declare it Maharaja Day. Possible Rusev Day, Maharaja Day feud. Hashtag please sign Robbie. I think that's a good idea, Robbie, but I don't want Jinder getting that title. And the whole Jinder Mahal getting title opportunities push after WrestleMania. No more title opportunities for Jinder. As I said, if you want to make Jinder a star, start him over from scratch. Tia Kumar says, I smell a rant coming, LOL. Robbie, at least you're coming up with great ideas. I mean, yeah, it's great, but I don't want to see Jinder get rewarded anymore. Again, just start from scratch again, start from the bottom, build him up to the top. Don't just rush him back in the main event scene like they did last year around this time. I can't believe it's already been a year since that happened. And then finally, we get this tag team match for the main event. AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Gable and Benjamin. Not too bad of a match. The mind games will continue in there as Nakamura and Styles were teasing a tag in on each other, or sometimes they wouldn't want to tag each other in. And then like last week with Nakamura constantly telling AJ he's going to be with a knee to the face, and this pretty much makes like this is the walk in the park for him. Styles like stands next to Nakamura and hits the phenomenal forearm on Gable to get the victory. But then after the match, we have Benjamin attacking Nakamura, and Nakamura pretty much just had Nakamura just like he looks strong taking him out. But then AJ decides to turn the tables on him and play the mind games on him. And he goes to hit the phenomenal forearm on Nakamura, but then he kind of stops in his tracks and scares Nakamura, pretty much giving him the same reaction as what he did last week, pets him like a dog. He walks away. That's how the show ends. I have enjoyed the mind games. I mean, last week I thought it was a little bit awkward for what they did, but with how, Styles followed up from that, I got to say, these mind games between these two, I think could have been happening at least earlier, built much to the fact that we could have seen, them get into a little bit like a brawl for this show, I'd say. Just like the mind games just get to AJ and Nakamura so much that, their emotions just get, all turned on upside down or just turn on each other and whatnot. Not saying, it's still making a face-on-face match as it's just this feud should be for WrestleMania. But I feel like, they could have definitely done these mind game stuff a few weeks sooner, and it could have led some bigger things. Especially for and maybe they come to blows and literally do make contact with each other before WrestleMania. So I think the stuff they did here was good, but they should definitely start doing some of this soon to make this feud have a little bit more of an interesting build, in my honest opinion. Live chat, let's see. Robbie, who would you have win the 50-man Royal Rumble, or Mike? Maybe at this point just give it to Daniel Bryan. I mean, I don't know if it's going to really lead to anything in the future, but with him coming back and him being in this Rumble, the crowd's going to be hot for him. So I'd say just give it. I'd say Daniel Bryan would win the 50-man Royal Rumble. I'd be interested to see who Robbie would pick as well. I will leave the live chat up just for a few more minutes, but while I'm doing that, I'll get my plugs in and everything else. So I had 4 votes only for what grade to give SmackDown Live this week. One of them said D, but everybody else said B. And then what show did you enjoy more this week? Raw or SmackDown Live? I had 6 votes for this. 67% said Raw. 33% said SmackDown Live. Let me see here. I still have Jericho retweeted one of the photos I took of him tonight at the concert. But yeah, I said before, I definitely enjoyed SmackDown a little bit more this week than Raw. Raw was all right, but it felt like I definitely expected a lot more. SmackDown, at least, definitely, still like Raw felt like, we're set. We're just here tonight, just put on a few things and get out of here. It felt like just like, like if you're like training for like a marathon or something, you're just tapering down. This is like, just take it easy for the show. That's what Raw felt like. SmackDown felt like, it was, some stuff that's like, okay, like why didn't they do some of this sooner? You know what I mean? But yeah, SmackDown was definitely a better show. And for grade, solid. I was close to giving it just a solid B, but I didn't think it quite hit that level, so I'll give it a B minus. This week's episode of SmackDown gets a B minus. TQ says good choice. He gave SmackDown a B plus. Robbie says surreal that WrestleMania is a few days away. It's WrestleMania week. Indeed it is, Robbie, and indeed that is as well, T and Couponer. So yeah, for my plan for the rest of this week for this channel, is I have a lot of videos I want to get out there this week. Tomorrow I will do my live review of NXT. Probably either at maybe a little more closer to like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, because I do watch both NXT and Survivor on Wednesday nights. And I'll do that. And then after that, I will record Road to WrestleMania episode 31, which is mainly going to be my preview and predictions for NXT TakeOver New Orleans and WrestleMania 34. And then Thursday, I will probably Thursday also, since I'll probably have to be uploading Road to WrestleMania during the day, I'll either record or record Friday top 10 topics as well for April of 2018. I will do the first special live stream of the week this week, which is the top 10 hidden gems for WrestleMania. Again, I wanted to do that with Robbie, but we had our streaming issue, so I will do my top 10 WrestleMania hidden gems on Thursday, and then Friday, if I have to get top 10 topics uploaded, then I will do that then. But Friday during the Hall of Fame ceremony, I will do my my WrestleMania Q&A, which thank you those who've already submitted your questions. If you haven't yet, so you still have time to do so. If not, you can just wait until the live stream on Friday to do that. And then Saturday, I will do live reactions for the Gargano and Ciampa unsanctioned match, and I will do my live review of NXT TakeOver New Orleans. And then Sunday's WrestleMania. So as of now, Dan, I think, talked about doing 4 live reactions on his channel. I think we're doing live reactions for Roman Lesnar, Nakamura and Styles, the mixed tag match, and there was a 4th one, but I can't remember which one it was. Maybe Daniel Bryan's tag match. I can't remember, but he had like 4. I mean, maybe it was Charlotte and Asuka. But I know he had 4 live reactions planned for that. And then he asked me to be in his live review. So if we do it Sunday night, I may probably have to wait till first thing Monday to do my live WrestleMania review then. So I'll do that my own, but I probably will be a special guest on Dan's channel also for his. So that will be that. And then Monday, this whole thing just starts back over again. And also next week, I will start doing live 205 live reviews also, as again, since the show's really picked up, and I didn't get to see this week's yet, but since, it's definitely become a lot more intriguing, a lot more interesting, Triple H taking over, I think I'll start doing 205 live reviews also on this channel. So yeah, again, guys, I thank you for, I'm sorry, this week has already been busy. It was just been a busy week with just a lot going on, whatnot. So thank you guys for your patience there. Again, as I said, I mean, April's going to be a little bit crazy in the next couple of weeks. Well, shouldn't be as busy as this week. As I should be able to get my reviews in on time for the next couple of weeks, except for that last week in April where I'm going to be going out of town, as I said. But I will try to still give my reviews in while I'm out of town also at the end of the month. But I will just remind you guys about that when that gets closer. Let's see here. Where are my Sonya Deville ice cream bars? Oh, now it's Sonya Deville now with the ice cream bars. Sonya's not that bad looking, but I still think she's definitely one of the more greener wrestlers in the ring right now. As I said last night, she's in like a week sparring match whenever she's wrestling. But I can't fully hate on her because I'm exactly 2 days older than her. We almost have the same exact birth dates, but I got her by 2 days because her birthday is September 24th, 1993. I'm September 22nd. Where are my insert female superstar name ice cream bars? We did Ruby Riott ice cream bars for a while, and we also have Zelina Vega ice cream bars. Maybe we'll see her tomorrow night on NXT. We have Shubham Kumar. If I mispronounced that name, sir, I am sorry. But hello, how are you, my friend? To recap, first it was Ruby, then Zelina Vega, now Sonya Deville. Who's next? Yeah, who's next, as Goldberg would say. I'm trying to think. Our good friend said also, I am from India. That is awesome, my friend. Thank you for joining us in this live stream. Long story short, I want my WWE ice cream bars, especially the ones that CM Punk pitched. Tia Couponer says, "Oh wow, Kumar, could I change your opinion, Mike, for a Mandy Rose ice cream bar?" Sorry, Mandy Rose is definitely. I'm more of a Mandy Rose fan than Sonya Deville. Again, I can't hate Sonya Deville because we're almost have exact birth dates. And also what I like about Mandy Rose also is her real life last name is Sacramento. And any of you Seinfeld fans out there would get the reference because of Kramer's friend Bob Sacramento. Always constantly talk about, but we never met him. But so maybe Mandy Rose is related to Bob Sacramento. But yeah, Mandy Rose is definitely, I feel like, on a better level so far than Sonya Deville. We have T and Couponer saying, how about Alexa Bliss bars? Sure. Please talk about Jinder Mahal. Are you a Jinder Mahal fan by any chance? I mean, I personally am not really much of a Jinder Mahal fan. I mean, I don't really like him, but if you're a fan of him, that's completely fine. I do respect that. That's, sir. Mike, were you seriously going to send me an ice cream bar with Zelina's face on it? I was close to making a couple weeks ago. I almost made like a PNG image of a Zelina Vega ice cream bar wrapper just for the heck of it. I was going to send it to Robbie as a joke, but I never got around to doing it. That would be hilarious though. But yeah, it definitely would have been pretty funny. But all right, so I'll give you guys just another minute or so to get any last minute thoughts in there, really quick there. But again, thank you to Robbie, Tia Couponer, and Kumar for the message in the live chats. And he said, I am a fan of the Goldberg. Do any of you guys also think Goldberg is? Because the rumor of a month ago was that Goldberg was going to participate in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and win it. Honestly, if the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is just going to be just, a bunch of jobbers wrestling in it, and it's not going to be anything, just turn to a celebrities battle royal or something like that and have one of them win it. I feel like it would at least, mean something more than just, having just like, like someone random win and they do nothing with them afterwards. That's awesome. Hashtag fear the spear. Exactly. If you ever do, Mike, use the image of her in a DIY shirt that she tweeted to Gargano. That probably would be the best one to use. I mean, I had to go back and see if I could find that photo. I'm sure it's saved. It's sort of somewhere on Twitter, but yeah, I think that would definitely be the best one. But yeah, maybe I'll still try to do that just for the fun of it. Robbie, the Zelina Vega ice cream bar wrapper. What if Kid Rock won the Battle Royale? I don't know. He's not a legitimate wrestler. I don't know if I would be fine with Kid Rock winning it, but if they want to swerve me and make it look fun, then go for it. But yeah, guys, I'm going to call it a night here. I'm kind of tired again. I've had some late nights with just my busy schedule, and I'm trying to still get these reviews in. But again, guys, NXT live review tomorrow, and then expect Road to WrestleMania episode 31 and top 10 topics for April this week. Special live stream with top 10 WrestleMania hidden gems Thursday night. Friday night during the Hall of Fame ceremony, I will do my WrestleMania special Q&A. Again, you still have time to submit your questions, or if you want to wait till then, you may do so then. Saturday, live reactions on my channel for the Gargano and Ciampa unsanctioned match, and live review of NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Sunday, I wrestle from WrestleMania. I'll be on the live reactions for Dan's channel for the four matches he's going to do live reactions for, and then I may be doing a live review with him Sunday night. If not, then I will do mine. But if I do my review with him on Sunday night after the show, then I will do my own review for WrestleMania on Monday morning. But guys, thank you again for again we see here. What if Santino made a surprise return and won the Battle Royal? Santino. You better not talk about Santina and have her winning the Women's Battle Royal. That'd be terrible, but I don't know. I guess it'll be all right. Tia Kumar says, guys, have a great night. Glad you enjoyed the concert. Thumbs up the live stream, everybody. Definitely. Kumar said, sir, I watched your channel first time. Please introduce yourself. Well, I mean, my name is Mike. I just do anything I want on this channel, wrestling videos, video game let's plays. I just have fun. I do it for fun, but always, look forward to having people just collaborate and talking, wrestling or whatever you want to talk about. So if you definitely want us to come back for any other live streams, wow, you can tell I'm tired. Live streams, feel free to definitely come back anytime you want, Kumar. But thank you for joining me. Or what if he enters and 1 second later, I wasn't ready. That could happen with Santino Marella. Yes, Robbie, you are too much, but you're definitely give us a lot of good laughs, Robbie, with your ideas. Yeah, definitely take care, everybody. But yeah, again, I gave SmackDown Live a B-, and I enjoyed it more than Raw this week. What are your thoughts on SmackDown Live this week? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure to click my like and subscribe or come to this channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheManAirBunny3. Guys, I'm checking out. Gonna take a shower, get to bed. I will see you guys tomorrow for my NXT live review. And until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. Peace, everybody.